Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this presentation. This is over Project 046.
So the cool thing about this project is it is actually the first interdisciplinary project between two different colleges here. And so we had a computing team and the emerging arts team. Jonathan, myself, Cade Rasmussen, Trevor, Daniel were all part of the computing team. And then Allison and Angela here were part of the emerging arts team. Megan and Kayla and Angela were the other ones.
Awesome. So for our sponsors, UNL was, of course, a sponsor, and then also Dr. Chris Bourke as well for this project.
So for our stakeholders, it was mainly the School of Computing and the Hickson Lead College of Fine and Performing Arts, and then as well as ourselves because we were making the project to retain on our own.
Yeah, so the problem was to create a 3D horror game that the Carson team initially came up with the idea of. And then we collaborated with a team, we also collaborated with them to create the video game as well. And we worked together to work on different aspects of the game, and we'll kind of dive into those different scenarios here later in the presentation.
So to kind of give you an idea of what we produced, there's a little trailer that we'll go ahead and play right now.
You must be the new head researcher.
I think their name is Dr. Marks.
You have to be prepared to destroy in order to create. Okay, time to see what happened here.
So we'll kind of let the Carson team talk about some of the work that they put into the game.
Perfect. So there is audio to that trailer, I promise. My name is Megan. I am the director of animation for this project. I was in charge of a lot of the cutscenes that you saw there, a lot of cutscenes that were not pictured there that are in game. A lot of the creative aspect kind of came from the narrative storytelling part of it, the 3D aspect that they spoke of, the animation part that I was a part of, and a lot of the environment design, which was a huge part of telling this story. Like they said, I was in charge of animation. Allison Lund here was in charge of 3D modeling, and Kayla and Angela, who are not here, also did a lot of 3D stuff, had more focus in the narrative part and as well as the environment design. Part of this game, we really wanted to tell a story through a video game, kind of having the player learn it as they go. We kind of wanted it to be a psychological thriller. We think, a lot of the kind of jump scary games can be kind of overdone, so we wanted to kind of have a different take on it. So, yeah.
That was a lot of kind of a good wrap up of our game from the creative side anyway. Most of our 3D modeling, all of our 3D modeling was done using Maya. All of the rendering and lighting for animation cutscenes was done in that as well. All of our story elements were written over the summer by Angela primarily, and we got some underclassmen help with that as well. We did a lot of the organizing using a Miro board, and that was just kind of like a big part of our thing. So yeah, it was a lot of fun working on this project from our side and learning everything about this process of doing computer science projects from this school. So yeah.
Other than that, taking everything that the art team provided to us, we worked together in Unity to produce the actual playable game that is available on Chris Bourke, our sponsor's YouTube, as well as in some links in the description. And I think there's possibility of it being sent out in a newsletter as well. But within Unity, the development team handled the scripting, some of the placement of the assets, making sure that everything worked together, and then just all the functional aspects of the game, everything you could interact with.
Yeah, definitely. And then we also got to experience cross-disciplinary communication as well, which was really good experience for everyone involved. So I guess just communicating with each other and learning the process behind that was a really positive experience for us. And obviously, we're going to see that in a workplace. And, Kate and I are not only going to talk to developers, and Megan and Allison are not only going to talk to art majors. So that was really good for us to be able to have that in this project. And just coming out of it with the plans that we developed, it was a really strong experience, and it was fun for everyone involved. Oops.
So some of the values and highlights of our project, it was a really awesome learning experience for both of the teams and the colleges themselves to learn how to work with a cross-disciplinary project and get two teams to mesh together to produce a final project. For the development team itself, it allowed us to gain experience in Unity design, or game design specifically, which is something that we would not have gotten able to experience otherwise, if not through the project or one of the other classes offered. And then it also gave us experience with many different source control methods that we can apply to projects in the future.
Definitely. So we'll go ahead and talk about some of those source control methods that we got to use with this project. Obviously, making a video game is a little bit different than some of the other projects that were developed. So this was also different. Initially, we started using Git, and that was a pretty good experience, although we had some issues with the complex objects that Unity would produce, like scenes in there. So if somebody made a change to a scene, there wasn't really a merge tool to assist in that. So it was either take the source or take yours in that process. So that was a little frustrating, and obviously working with the Carson team as well, they never used Git before. So that was a little frustrating for them as well, unfortunately. But after Git, we decided to start using Unity Collaborate, and that was a really great experience for us because Unity Collaborate integrates right into Unity, and it provides an easy way to push and pull data in the project, as well as a great tool for merging scene conflicts. So we did implement methods to try to alleviate some of that pressure with merging scenes, and those did help out as well. But overall, it was really good. And then later in the project, Unity switched us over to Plastic SCM because they were phasing out Collaborate. Plastic SCM was still good because it integrated with Unity. There was a lot steeper learning curve with it, unfortunately, but obviously we did figure it out, and it was good in the end. So once we got everything set up with Plastic, it ended up as a really productive experience for us, and it was fairly simple to learn from there. Awesome. So do we have any questions here on the project?
Here, I've got a microphone for you.
Real quick, what was the problem that was trying to be solved with Project 046?
Yeah.
So what we kind of pitched to our college was that during COVID especially, we saw a real lack of, excuse me, sorry. What we pitched to our college specifically as the problem that we saw during COVID times, we did see a real lack of production in media, a real lack of production specifically in video games. It was something that I think we all missed in a time when people were playing a lot of video games. And so this is kind of where we wanted to supplement that side of it. We wanted to give our own take on a project like this, specifically a horror project, which we thought narratively would be very interesting to achieve. So
I think it also served a valuable purpose as the first foray into cross-disciplinary teams for the capstone program that hopefully the schools will be able to build on going forward.
All right. Well, with that, we'll end it off here. Thank you guys for joining us in this presentation.